Well, howdy doody. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yes, it is Thursday morning. Good old Thursday morning or Friday, as I've heard it called. People say, yep, it's Friday. Ready for the market this morning. Let's see what it has to offer us today. I'm going to give Facebook and YouTube and all those guys a chance to bring all the people, give them a chance to bring the people in. But here we are, bright and early this morning, this Thursday morning. It is, what's the temperature here? I don't see it on my screen. Usually it tells me the temperature. It's telling me about somebody's score at the Aussie OMA, telling me the score of some game. That's not what I'm interested in. Oh, it's 82 degrees here. There we go. 82 degrees in Jacksonville, Florida. All righty. We see right now SPX 500. This is what it's been doing. We got full time frame kind of continuity going to the upside so far. Hey there, Janae. Friday Eve. Yep, that's absolutely the day that it is. It's Friday Eve. Yes, the week is coming to a close. Let me run this across the bottom. There we go. This is what we got going so far in the market. SPX 500 is currently at, it looks like 53.57. That's what's going on right now. On the VIX, let's look and see what the VIX has. It's 12.66. The VIX is down a little bit from yesterday for sure, which means the market is up, and we've seen that. Yesterday was definitely a nice trending day. It just trended all in the same direction yesterday for a good little minute. I wasn't trading yesterday. I was focused on other tasks. But of course, when you pick a day that you are going to be focused on what you're supposed to be doing, all the action happened in the market. And then you're like, "Oh, I could have traded yesterday." But yeah, 82 is not too hot. Where do you live, Tanya, that it's 82 is too hot? 82 is good. Good morning, Tanya. Trump's allure for Silicon Valley billionaires goes beyond taxes. Nvidia is set to build on milestone stock as hold near records. Nvidia overtakes Apple as the second largest U.S. company. Investors don't want a stronger economy. They want rate cuts. Yeah, we want rate cuts. We want inflation to go down. I do, because these prices is just, again, talk about the whole thing of yesterday's prices are not today's prices. That is truly what's going on with that. Yesterday's prices are not today's prices. Okay. This morning we did have, let's look at the calendar real quick. We did have unemployment claims came in at 229,000. They thought it was going to be 220,000, and it definitely was about 9,000 more than that. That's of course not a good thing, but we'll see how the market absorbs it, because these data points don't always seem to translate in the way that they maybe should in the market. But at this point, it's a watch and see. We trade what we see. We trade what we see. Okay. Good morning, Tamar. We've got non-farm productivity came out, trade balance, labor costs, all those things came in as well. And nothing else is coming until about 10:30 this morning. But, you can always see something random. Some random pops in and you're like, well, what in the world is going on here? Stock futures a little change as S&P, after S&P 500 notches record close. Craft Cocktails Mountain by Bart's hometown is booming and getting more expensive. European Central Bank cuts interest rates for the first time since 2019. Okay. Pre-market, we've got the Dow futures is down 0.04%, very, very slight. S&P futures down 0.01%, basically flat. NASDAQ futures up 0.10%. Again, all these things are basically staying right there in flat territory is what's going on there. As far as earnings go, I believe last night we had and it's going to put itself on the screen here in a minute. There we go. Yesterday, we had Lululemon to report after close. We had ChargePoint. I have to go look at ChargePoint, see if they made any move. Five Below is there. People aren't into Five Below as they were before. Victoria's Secret had earnings last night, and there's the bell. This morning before open, we had Neo, the Jams. Oh, yeah, Smuckers this morning, Toro, Big Lots this morning, ABM Secure Works. So these are things we don't necessarily know. After market close today, we're going to have DocuSign, Rent the Runway, Samsara Braze, Vail Resorts, NGL Energy Partners, Tilly's. That's what's going to, and then tomorrow morning, J. Jill and Graham we're going to have. Okay. All righty. I'm looking at my alerts that are popping up on my phone. All right, so let's see what Adam had to say this morning. This morning, Adam said, yesterday, SPX broke out of a textbook bull flag, and this is what breakouts look like. 53.29 was the first major target hit. 53.58 was next up. We hit 53.59 overnight. Nothing to do but ride the runners until we dip. Plan 53.63, 53.83, 53.91 are up next. If SPX won't sit, if we back test, 53.36, 53.30 are the first down. Oh, I forgot to put XSP on here. If you're looking at XSP, then you will go up as high as 539 on the call side and 533 on the put side. Okay, I didn't put that on the graphic. Sorry about that. The gap between ES and SPX is 12 points right now. So we are wrapping up the we got 2 more days of our Start with the Chart challenge. It's been going for the 3 days, and it's been good. First day we did just some charting basics. The next day we talked about support, resistance, trends, gaps, and then last night we got into more of candle. What are candlesticks and what's the story? What's the story of the candles? That was last night. So today we're going to talk about indicators this evening. Again, if you still want to join us, you can. I mean, at this point, we're 3 days in. You still can join the challenge, though it's free. You will have missed the first 3 days unless you sign up for the VIP. If you sign up for VIP, then you can get all the recordings from the previous nights, and you can see all the stuff we covered in the regular session and in the VIP session. You can see all of that if you go over to educatortotrader.com, and you can see exactly what we've been doing over there talking about charting. Looks like SPX gapped up at the open. We had a gap up here, jumped right up, but this is going to be resistance at the top of this red line. This red section is going to be resistance. We'll see if this gap then wants to fill, but you can see the candles are showing green, so it may, and then we got full time frame continuity. It might continue up some more. Remember, nothing goes up forever. So even if you're trading it, again, you're trading what you see. As sellers, we don't hop in too fast at the open. We go to see what's going on, to see what is happening, right? We give it a minute, give it a beat, let all the orders come in, see what what happens before we enter the trades when we are sellers. When we're sellers. What was that? Okay. Okay, I think I saw crowd. I do have a few stocks I'm going to look at today. I want that are on our, that wasn't crowd. Oh, yes, it was. That are on our list from the credit spreads list for the week. I'm going to look at some of those. So here we are with crowd. Now, crowd, let me pull this together so I can see a little bit more information. Break of structure right here means it's going in the upwards direction right now. I probably would go, if you're looking at a seller, as a put credit spread. Oh, today's candle is making moves. They didn't have earnings. We didn't just talk about them with earnings, did we? Or was that a couple days ago? What was CrowdStrike? Was that CrowdStrike a couple days ago? Didn't I just talk about that? Let me go back to the screen so I can see. Now I want to know. Did I say CrowdStrike was on earnings? Come on. See, did it just have earnings, Janae? Is that why it's popping up and doing? That was a big old wick right there. All the people who jumped on My computer just decides I'm just going to take my little penny time. It's all right that you're live and people want to see what's going on. Where was the CrowdStrike earnings? Oh, it was Tuesday after market close was CrowdStrike earnings. That was Tuesday. So now it's making some moves. It didn't do much moving yesterday, but it wants to do some today. So if I was looking here, I'd go with underneath this. The gap is now filled. Let me see. I need to go. I'm on a 5-minute chart. That was a 5-minute candle on the 4th. Yes. Let's see what we're doing on the daily chart. If you're going to look at CrowdStrike, the good thing, Thursdays is a great day to investigate credit spreads for tomorrow expiration. If you can get what you want, if you can get the premiums that you're looking for, it actually would be a good thing to do to get into a credit spread today with tomorrow's expiration. Okay, I'm going to draw the gap here. The gap would have gone up there and come back down. That price action there would show that the gap was filled down to the bottom of that. Okay, so this is the gap that is still in need of being filled. Okay, put me there. I picked it, I thought. Let's pick some words. Put some words on here. Here we go. Gap fill. Okay. But we've got some motion. So I think if I was going to look, there's a few options you could have, depending on what you thought it was going to do. You could go ahead with, where is it? Come on, lines. I need this thing to act right. You could go with this resistance, which is 351, or you could take this on up to the top of this candle, which is, much higher up there is 358, looks like. You could go with that on the call credit spread side. Since price is going up, the premium should be decent. The other thing you can do is look down in here, and that's based on this gap. That was a gap. It's now filled, right? But you got that motion. If I was to go into a smaller time frame, we're going to see some supports inside this candle, and that's what you can do is look inside this candle from Thursday of last week and see what's going on in there. You could go all the way down here to 316 because the top of this gap will also provide some support. So you could go and do that too. Let me see real quick. What would we see as far as, can I move this? Oh yeah, I can move it. If we were looking at crowd, and you were looking for this week, which week should provide you something. It looks like it's a 2.5 spread. I said, 316? That's a little far, I think. 80% probability out of the money is like 330. So you could go to 330, and I believe I had 368 or something like that over here. You could go to 357, 360, 357. So let's change it to vertical. 330 is going to pay $57 for a 2.5 spread. That's some good money. $44 for 250 of collateral, $55. Yeah, that would be good. 2.5. Or you can, I think I was at 357 or 360 over here. 357.5 is paying $36. Also over 10%. So definitely if you put those two together, you're going to take in about $75 for a 250 spread. Yeah, if you wanted to turn into an iron condor, that means you got to go through the day and tomorrow. But I think if you got above this 358, you got above this hard resistance here, you probably would be okay. What was I don't think I looked at the plus minus number. Plus minus number is plus minus 12.9 or 13. So if you added 13 to this, you'd be at 357, right? And if you subtracted 13 from this, you'd be at about 330. So those are good spots. That could be good spots that could provide what you're looking for. That may be a good move there, Janae, whether that's live or in your sim. I still see that. I see that as a good trade. Okay, it's going to provide the premiums you want, and you're looking for just tomorrow. So you're leveraging your capital for a short period of time. Since this time frame continuity is here, you really could also just do one side. You could just do the put credit spread side and just ride that back up. You could do that as well if you didn't want to do the iron condor. Of course, more contracts of that is going to require more collateral. But if you just did the put credit spread side at 327, 330, if you just did this side, again, that's paying $40 out of a 2.5 spread. That's good returns on it for a day's worth of labor. That's good stuff, right? I wanted to look at Zoom, another iron condor possibility. Okay, let's see what's going on. Zoom's been kind of hanging out here. Looks like the break of structure happened here, but then it came back up. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we got for some lines. Support definitely down in the $60 range. This gap has been filled, but there also is support in here. And there's more right in this zone. These gaps are interesting, but they've, for the most part, been filled. For the most part, they've been filled. Okay, looking above us. I'm going to change this to a line chart so I can see it better. It's a lot happening here. I need to do one other thing so I can fully see. Here we go. Take off the things that are going to be noise. Okay, give me a line. See, if you're looking for the peaks and the valleys, I changed this to a line chart. You're looking for the peaks and the valleys. You can see where there's turnarounds in these spots, and those can help you identify. When you can't see it very clearly with the candles, you can see it more clearly with the line. Okay, so now I'll go back and put it back on candles. We can see, I told y'all something was happening in this area. We're going up now. If I was looking, I would probably go with, I was looking at an iron condor here. So I would go with 61, down in the area 61, and I will go up probably to 64. That looks like. Okay, 61, 64. Good morning, Ward. How you doing? Okay, this is, let me change this a little bit. I know y'all can see that. That seems really small. We'll make it a little bit bigger. I have to change it back from being bigger when I'm just looking at it, because it ends up making it where my order entry screen doesn't act right. Okay, let's go to a single. We were going to Zoom, I think I was on, yeah. Let's change this to single. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Those who haven't said hey in the chat, hey to you anyway. Okay, so if we're looking at an iron condor for Zoom, looks like 61. We have plus minus 1.7. So 61 would be the put credit spread side, and the call credit spread side would be 64. 61 to 64. I'm going to turn this back to vertical. 61 looks like it's paying a whopping $4 for a one spread. Nope, not interested. And 64 looks like it's probably gonna pay a few more pennies, $5. So you can get a total of $9 for that, and that's not gonna be worth it. Not gonna be worth it. Hey, Lisa, definitely not gonna be worth it. All right, so that's not what we want to do there. My candles. Do I remember how to make the candles be filled in? Appearance. Fill up. There we go. I changed that before. I wonder what makes it change back. Okay, so Zoom didn't seem to give us what we were looking for. And so far, we've got that crowd trade may be a good one. I like that one. Great morning, Teresa. How you doing? Okay, let me change this to a daily chart. Daily chart, we got a line here. it's kind of chilling out up in here now. Our moving average has us going upwards. It's probably going to pull back towards that average a little bit. I think are we at an all-time high, or is this where the cruise line? This is Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and I have Royal Caribbean as a put credit spread anyway, so don't necessarily need to go see what's on the upside. Just can look at it just as a put credit spread. I believe there's some more juice inside of here, so let's change our chart to go see what else is showing up. And a lot of times I'll leave it like this, that way we can see the dips without there we go. We can see there's a big old candle right here too. Look at that. All right, let's go back to the daily. I only put it on that one so I could see where the supports were. I added a couple more. So we've got support here at the 154.96 and one at 153.35 and then 150.77. So I'm going to go up probably in the 153 area. What's our plus minus number? Plus minus number is 5.7. 5.7. So we're subtracting. We can get down to about 150. Puts us at a 1 spread. Here, if we go down to 150, probability out of the money at 150 is 92%. So you kind of could go on up to 152.5, which 152.5 still puts you below that 153. Remember on the chart, I said the 153. So if you do 152 and some change, you'd be in here underneath that support. That's gonna be a 2.5 spread between 150 and 152.5. And that is paying $20. That's paying $20. What about Dollar Tree or Five Below? We'll definitely go look at them. Hey, Carmen. All right. Royal Caribbean, don't know if I'm feeling it at this point. For 2.5, I'd want to get more than the $20 as a return. I want to get more than that. Let's go see what Dollar Tree DLTR has to offer. Look at the chart. Dollar Tree had a gap here that got filled by subsequent price action. Same thing happened. Well, this gap here has not been filled. This is today's gap, which has not been filled. Remember, we go from the close to the open, which would be that. You can back off for a wick if the wick does something, which that would be how that goes. Okay. I would probably go if this does look like a pretty good support, but I want to see it hold the wick. See, this wick here showed you that as far as so far it is holding it. The sellers kind of pushed down a bit, and so far it's holding, but we're early in the day, right? So I like that so far, but I would want to see if there's anything else back here. Yep. So generally supports, as I said last night on our call, supports now have previous times where they were support. Resistance now has previous times where it was resistance. You can see here there was two touches. There was a touch back here in October. Yep, and a touch again in November. The price action dropped down here a couple times, and then here we are back in that same area. So this really could provide some good support for you. You could go to, an iron condor, or not iron condor. You can go up to the call credit spread if you wanted to do just that side. And that's above 121 or below 112. Let's go look and see what's on the chart. What's on the option chain. Below 112 is going to pay you the most money, even if you got to 111, because price is down in that zone right now. So we got a plus minus 2.8. So if we took away 2.8, we'd be at 110, right? So if we change this to we went to 110, 109 and 110, it's going to pay $13. Right? If you were feeling like you really were more comfortable with that 112 holding, you could go to 111, put on single so we can see the 111 has a 71% probability out of the money. I probably would go with the 111. That's going to pay $23. Yeah, 23, 24. So 110, 111. It's could feel a little uncomfortable. Because you're $1 below where we are, $1 and some change, $1 and almost $2 below current price. but plus minus 2, I think it could be done. It could be done. And if you wanted to look on the other side, because we're going down so much, I would look 76% at 115. So you could switch over to the vertical. 115 is going to pay $20. So if you got 24 on one side, 20 on the other, you're at like $40 on Dollar Tree. Okay, that could be a move. Could be a move. All right, Tanya, that's Dollar Tree, and I think Five Below ticker is 5. Yep, Five Below. These are ones that just had some earnings. Just had earnings. Oh, I put an X there. That wasn't on purpose. I just want the 5. I won't sing the song. Ooh, y'all see how it dipped right there for the earnings? Just a no bueno, but it's trying to come back through it. So it could be, if you're operating as a buyer, you may want to see how this comes back through the gap, right? Because it just left a big old gap from earnings, and many times it dips down. It ain't every time, but many times it dips down and then it comes back into, actually the open would have been down here. So it has been climbing even in the 51 minutes that we've been on this call. Let's put us in 15-minute range. You can see what's been going on. I'll make the candles a little bigger so you can see what's happening. Okay, it opened down here at 107 and it's been climbing since then. Coming on back up. Maybe it'll get into here and get some information. Go ahead and get some price action into the gap. So if you're trading as a buyer, you could go with that. If you're trading as a seller, you might want to go underneath the open. If you're going underneath the open, that's going to be like 106. Five Below doesn't have options, and it's not weekly. It's monthly, so it doesn't expire until June 21st. So it looks like it's a 5 spread. So if you wanted to trade it as a seller, you're going to need to put 500 on the line, or at least 500 minus your premiums. So it's a plus minus 9. Take away plus minus 9, puts you at like 105. So you could change this to vertical and do 105. 5 spread is going to pay $60. You won't get your money. You're going to get your money immediately, but you won't expire this trade until the 21st. Generally, we do weeklies. Doesn't mean that we always have to, or you always have to. Just means that that's what we do. That's what we do. Let's go look at Taiwan Semiconductors. I like the Five Below trade. I don't like the fact that it's a monthly. Oh, TSM pulling back off the top. Pulling back a little bit. Right, this was this morning's candle, the first candle. We've been red wine. I think that's what the song says. It might say something else. Okay. That doesn't mean that Taiwan Semiconductors can't come down here, get some juice, and decide it's ready to keep moving. So let me see. We got a big old gap over here that gapped up from yesterday. It closed here and it opened there, pulled back off the wick. There's a gap. Maybe Taiwan Semiconductors will come back down and decide it wants to give me some. The gap is between 152 and 157.95. That's a pretty good gap, about 5.6 points on the gap. Let's go see what SPX has to offer. Let me go. I'm gonna swing back to Taiwan Semiconductors because it might offer an opportunity for a credit spread for tomorrow. This is SPX. Today's candle is red. If we're looking at the not today's candle, but the 15-minute candle is red. If we're looking for a breakout, looks like it's trying to break itself back out of this 15-minute, but it could just come down and fill this gap. So that just because it pulls back here doesn't mean it will pull back and keep going down, even though it ran so hard yesterday. This was yesterday's action. It may just pull to the bottom of the gap and then go on a little bit higher. Right, so you definitely always want to trade what you see. SPX people, we don't hop in until like 10 or 10:15, and you're going to use the PDT hack if you if you're going to trade SPX this early, you want to definitely put on the PDT hack. The PDT hack allows you to lock in your profits or lock in a smaller loss while you're trading it. That means you don't have to watch it all day long. You don't have to watch it all day long. There we go. On the screen, it says the SPX playbook. That SPX playbook talks about the trading strategy for SPX on a daily basis for 0 DTE credit spreads. It gives you the whole strategy inside of this playbook, which includes the PDT hack. Okay, $27 at spxplaybook.net. spxplaybook.net. All right. I'm going to hide that so it doesn't get in the way. Let's go back to Taiwan Semiconductors and see if we see a potential trade for tomorrow. Can we see for the hasta mañanas? Okay. You said, I see Janae said NVIDIA is pulling back, which may be why, it definitely is probably why they all kind of move together, seems to be. All of them except SOXL feel like, which I'm fine with SOXL pulling back because I have a call credit spread that yesterday was on the struggle bus. So I'm fine with it pulling back. Pull on back. So this is Taiwan Semiconductors. Support would be here in the 160 area. There we go, in the 160 area. Resistance now would be the top of this where we jumped up to today. And you could go, higher than that, of course, for some resistance. Let's look at what our numbers say. There's a 2.5 spread up in this area. So if you wanted to do a put credit spread, you're looking at 157.5, which I think we talked about this yesterday too. 155, 157.5 is paying $34, 2.5 spread paying $34, which is that's good premiums, right? And then if you wanted to look on the call credit spread side, I'd probably go up to the 80s or 90s because it might decide it's ready to move some more. 167.5 is paying $25, sorry. You could go on up there. T-Mobile has been on a run. Yeah, T-Mobile's been moving a good little bit for a minute. I think somebody mentioned T-Mobile. Didn't they? They partnered up with somebody on they bought a cellular service or something company. I think we talked about it. They bought a cellular service or something out of US Cellular they bought. Let's see what their chart looks like first. We need to always start with the chart. We're going to start with the chart. Now, I do a very quick assessment when I do the charts on this call, but the charting assessment is definitely not this quick, right? If you're truly trading something, you're going to want to do a little bit more assessing than what I'm doing. Okay, but I'm hitting it on a quick look, because we're on this live call. Okay, I do see 173 is some support, and then there's a gap here. Provide a little bit 177. We're currently at 182 right now, and on the singles, 180 for tomorrow, plus minus 4. Take away that puts us actually 180. That puts us a little closer than the plus minus 4, but it's got a 79% probability out of the money. 80% probability out of the money is good odds. So 180. It's paying $23 for a 2.5 spread. If you want to rock with T-Mobile, if you feel like you're feeling froggy and want to get in front, you can always go to 187 plus minus. You can add the 4 to the top, 187.5. You could go up there if you feeling a little bit froggier. That's paying $13. I don't like that. That's paying $13 for a 2.5 spread. That's because maybe sometimes I see these as an indication that it may not go on up there because they're not paying any good money for it. Like if they were paying good money for it, that would mean it would be pushing in that direction. Of course, 185 would feel a lot more uncomfortable, but it's only paying $19. I don't like that either. So that's, again, this is kind of an indication that it may be breaking. It may be breaking. Yeah, they bought US 7. I'm gonna do one more stock. Do we want Exxon or TTD? Maybe I'll do two. I had Exxon and TTD on my list. Exxon and TTD. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 10 o'clock. Right, I see with my little eye that resistance right there. It hadn't bumped across it. It didn't bump across it yesterday. And it's right back at it again. I see some support down here. And I see something in here. 95, 92. These are some errors. Yep, this was a gap, but it's now mostly filled. It's not all the way filled. But, you know, even though it's not all the way filled, doesn't mean that the market won't want to come back down here and go for it. So it's really just this. But gaps don't like to be left. So the voids, nature abhors a vacuum, as they say. So could it come on back into here? It could. TTD, I think I have on the put credit spread side, but I'm actually seeing where it could offer iron condor opportunity. Y'all know I've been looking for them iron condor opportunities because you can, you know, make money on both sides. All right, so let's see what we got for numbers. I'm looking at 92 and 98. 92 and 98. Let's go with here. 92 is a 95%. You ain't got to go that far. And 95, we got a plus minus 2.6. So I probably would go with 94 at least. Yeah, 94. 88% on the bottom side, and 2.6 added to that is going to take us to like 100. 2 is going to take us to 98.9.6, 99 and some change, so 100. So 100 and I like 95 because it's of the probability out of the money. I'm going to go with 94 and 99. See what kind of money. 94 is only playing $6. Nope. Now, we don't chase the premium. We definitely go for what's going to be a safe place, because you don't want to get one strike closer and get closer just to get more premium money, only to find out that one strike was going to make a difference. So the 95 is paying $11. And what did I say, 99? 99 is paying $12. So $23 you could get on the full iron condor if you were so inclined to do that. You could go with those two. Okay. My last one was Exxon. Looking at the chart. Let me go back and swing back to SPX before I work this one, even though we're only a few minutes past the last time I looked at it. For those who are checking out, who are checking for the entire market. Okay, so what did I say? It might come down to the gap. It filled it. Now it's trying to go, oh, we're done. Let's see. I mean, you have wait and see. So the breakout of the 15-minute did occur, but now the question is, will it stay out? Will it stay out? There seems to be a lot of juice to go upward some more, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, right? Keep it on watch if you're trading SPX. This is Exxon. Exxon looks like it's coming back through that gap. Slowly but surely, it's coming back through the gap. Where are you? There we go. This is the gap over here. Was the gap over here. And Exxon has slowly but surely come on back through it. So the gap was from the close to the open, and we pull back for the wick. If I go all the way across here, looks like Exxon has now gotten to the gap and it started to do its thing. Whether it continues on through it, we'll see. But a lot of times when it gets to the gap, it definitely wants to try to keep going. So now that it's there, you got two things. If you're going to trade Exxon, I got Exxon on the call credit spread side. I got it for a call credit spread, which means you got this line up here. So resistance is going to be at the top of the gap, 114. Now that it's in the gap, you can probably look at something underneath it as well. So 112, so 114, 115, and 112. Let's go see what kind of money we're talking about. 115 and 112. 112 is 75% out of the money, 75% probability out of the money, plus minus 2. I could go with 112. And what I say, 115, 83, 112 and 115. Let's see what kind of 112 is paying $14 and 115 is paying 10 more. So $25 for tomorrow. For tomorrow. Okay. Exxon is a good one. I'm liking Crowd. I like Exxon. Those are the two we looked at that I actually liked. Taiwan Semiconductors, I think, will be a good one too. But I liked not Dollar Tree. Why did I circle Dollar Tree? Wonder why I circled that. Did I say Dollar Tree was a good one? I circled it on my paper. Dollar Tree don't go on through that gap. We're good. The gap that was created. We looked here. Where are you at? There we go. The gap that was created this morning by the open has been filled. Dollar Tree said, nope, you're not going without me. You're not. Not without me, you're not. Okay. Covered 5 or 6 stocks. Got us some Dollar Tree had good premiums. That's what it was. I knew something was going on. And I think I was looking at right here at the 112. Look at the premiums won't be as nice right now because it's moving on up out the way. Plus minus, you might have to get in one closer. 1.7. That's what it was. I knew I circled it for some reason. Dollar Tree and Exxon. Both of those are 1 spreads. Both of those are 1 spreads. Okay, if you haven't already, I want you to like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Put your little certain note, your finger up, the thumbs up, put the notification bell. That way you can see us all the time. We are currently in the midst of the, not small account challenge. I do so many challenges. I feel like sometimes they start right together. The Start with the Chart challenge. We're in the midst of the Start with the Chart challenge. We are on day 4 now. We're on day 4. If you'd like to join us, you can. You can catch the last couple of days of it and hang out with us, or you can go with the VIP and get the recordings of the previous days if you'd like. And that, of course, allows you to come and hang out with us at the after party. The after party been jamming. We've been having a good old time in the after party. Definitely hanging out, looking at. So I've provided. The first day, I think I provided 4 trade ideas. The next day, a couple of trade ideas. Then on Wednesday, we went back and looked at one from Monday that had popped yesterday. It was Amber, I think it was. And then I provided some more yesterday. And we'll look again today. We look every day to see what could be a potential trade idea that we can jump in for and let it do what it do for us. So if you want to join us already, educatortotrader.com, you can go there and go ahead and get registered, and the email will come to you to let you know how to get in and what's the links to join us. Our E2T membership is always open and running. We do these morning calls. We have our weekly training calls, which this week we're running our challenge. So this has been our training for our group as well as the people who sign up. But in my community, if you're a member, you get to be a part of all the stuff I do. All right. Everything I do, you get to do it too, if you're in my community. All right. And then we have monthly coaching calls the first week of every month. We have a Telegram where I hang out in there with everybody and help and assist and offer ideas and all the things that go along with that, and guidance and the things we need when you're trading, because trading is such a lonely endeavor. Lonely. Trading is a lonely endeavor. And you just need sometimes to bounce your idea off of somebody who says, yep, this is good, or no, sis, or no, bro. Somebody who says, well, look at this. Maybe don't just no, sis, but maybe look at this or check out that and see what you see. That's usually a little bit better than no, sis. Our daily declaration says, I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to try to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can be a blessing to others and enough so we can have enough for ourselves and enough to be a blessing to others. Amen, 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 amen. All righty. Well, we're going to see if all hearts and minds are clear. We're going to go on about the rest of the trading day and see what is going on. I'm going to get us ready for tonight. Make sure that we've got everything we need for this evening. What is this on me? Make sure we've got everything we need. Okay. So I'm going to bid you adieu. I'll bid you a fond farewell. And I will want you to do at least two things, maybe three even. Two things for sure. Stay green. Get this money. And have a great green day, right? I will see you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. I guess I should have pushed go live there. I never did. So we never went live on Instagram. I never pushed it. Never said, let's go, let's go.